Hello. We will try to share knowledge about the Melamet path on our channel, hopefully with God's willing. Melamet's greatest feature is his knowledge. As it is known, towards the end of the 18th century, with the reign of Pir Muhammad Nurul Arabi, the miracler period ended and the knowledge period began. Therefore, since knowledge is what brings people closer to the truth, knowledge can now be followed as a miracle for the Melamet path. As it is known, human being is defined as the essence of the universe. Man, who is the essence of the universe, must first approach his own truth with knowledge, then continue to observe as required by the Melamet way and reach the intended goal by experiencing this situation. Why do humans exist? Why does the universe exist? What is the secret of creation? Questions about what God is, what is a prophet, what is religion? The answers to all these questions are explained within the person through the manifestation of truth in the essence of Melamet. In other words, it introduces a person to himself through himself. Thus, union with Allah is achieved in this way. Therefore, a person must first acquire the correct knowledge from the right sources regarding their own truth, and then, as required by this path, fulfill the tasks given under the supervision of a perfect master, realizing their observations and states in their life as we mentioned earlier. Man is a being who has manifested with the desire of Allah to be known. That is, while being a hidden treasure, Allah, who wished to be known, created existence and gathered this existence within the essence of man. The manifestation of this existence as a recipient of divine pleasure, in other words, the manifestation of the being we call man as a recipient of divine pleasure, has occurred by Allah's choice. This means that understanding the essence of man, understanding the truth of the being called man, actually means understanding the universe. Throughout history, many studies have been conducted regarding the formation of this existence. There have been scientific studies, academic studies, experimental studies, and research related to space, planets, and stars. Many studies have been conducted. However, the essence of the matter, the human being, has often become secondary to these scientific studies rather than being at the forefront. In other words, the truth has not been a subject of investigation. Even though existence begins and is revealed with humans, and despite the manifestation of existence in this manner, scientific experiments or observations have approached the subject of existence from what is already present. Therefore, the results have been achieved only to the extent that Allah has permitted, meaning to the extent that He has revealed His knowledge. However, the manifestation of existence has been conveyed to humanity by Allah through perfect humans since the moment existence came into being. From the moment Allah brought existence into being, He has always informed humanity of existence through His prophets, and later through saints and faithful servants, that is, the perfect ones. Allah has manifested through humans, and by humans we undoubtedly mean perfect humans. Therefore, the key is hidden in the perfect human. This hidden knowledge has been passed down from generation to generation, from ear to ear, and from tongue to tongue, through the efforts of perfect humans working to bring perfection to those with the potential for perfection. This is known as guidance, and it has continued to this day. Returning to the Melamet path, Melamet takes its aim directly from the source, meaning there is a turning towards the essence. This means that a person realizes themselves directly through the essence in the presence of the essence. Therefore, Melamet is also referred to as the path of the Prophet Muhammad. A perfect guide is a place where Almighty Allah descends with His Lordship and manifests with the name of Lord. In other words, Allah displays His Lordship through the guide and appears with the name of Lord, thereby guiding. On the other hand, He manifests His servanthood through His servants and thus observes the journey from His Lordship to His servanthood, a journey from Himself to Himself. In this relationship formed between the guide and the one being guided, it is Allah Himself who is active in both directions. Therefore, while experiencing His servanthood on one side, He experiences His lordship on the other side, and thus the journey of existence, the creation of being, comes into being with divine pleasure. As Saint Niyazi Misri said, the guide is needed to inform you of the truth with certainty, witnessing by being. We have tried to explain this witnessing earlier. According to the Melamet path, the seeker first attains the stage of knowledge with certainty, then the stage of seeing with certainty, and finally the stage of truth with certainty. In this journey, the perfect guide naturally elevates the seeker to his own level. That is, knowledge without a perfect guide cannot transcend beyond knowledge. Proximity can be attained through knowledge, but reading all the books in the world cannot lead to the same level of certainty. For this transition, the guidance of a perfect guide is essential. Almighty Allah has established this system in such a way and has made adherence to it obligatory. Therefore, it is impossible to speak of a journey without a guide, without a perfect master. Regarding the matter of interceding between Allah and a seeker or a dervish, it is actually impossible for a guide to come between them. For a dervish who has experienced even a few stations in the journey, Sayri Suluk, and whose understanding has opened up, discussing this is already unnecessary. However, it should be stated here that in the journey of Sayri Suluk, the one being guided realizes unity with the guide. Unity means oneness. It means deriving oneness from affirmation of uncomparability and allegory. There is a journey from one to unity. For a journey that happens all at once, a journey from oneself to oneself, it is impossible for anything to come between. Because there is no separation, no distance. Whatever the seeker will experience, they will experience within their own body, they will meet themselves within their own body, and consequently, they will meet Almighty Allah, for He is already present in their own body in essence. It is useful to talk a bit about the existence we create in our minds here. From birth, when we emerge from the womb into the world, until the age of 2, a human lives with innate knowledge. From the age of 2, they begin to record what they see, hear, touch, and perceive through their 5 external senses and 5 internal senses. As they continue to live based on these perceptions, they form a personality based on what they perceive through these sensory organs. The personality that one creates becomes the reality, while the forgotten truth turns into a mere illusion. Therefore, the meaning of the spiritual journey is to remember the truth, which has turned into an illusion, and to annihilate the self that has been formed from an illusion. To achieve this, certain methods must be applied. The one who applies these methods is the guide. The master is the one who guides to the right path, reminding the seeker or dervish of their true self with their energy. The murshid and the dervish are beings who represent different names of the same source, manifested as Lord. Essentially, they are all one. As we mentioned before, unity is a journey made all at once. Sayri Suluk is the work done to remind and remember this. In the world we live in, every person, upon reaching a certain age, intensely feels their loneliness, and their longing for their truth and essence increases. With this longing, one begins the search. We use these expressions for those who have the suitable disposition, those who are appropriately created. Those who reach the teacher, the master, with this search, continue to approach their truth. If Allah permits, the murshid supports, and the dervish follows the murshid's commands faithfully, and does not withhold their service on this path, focusing their concentration fully on their spiritual journey, they will attain their own truth. Attaining one's own truth means reaching the one who brought oneself into existence. Thus, the goal is achieved, and divine pleasure manifests. This is something that is experienced while alive and conscious. Therefore, it is expressed as die before you die, mutu kabul ente mutu. In other words, it is essential for people to attain their truth before the inevitable physical death occurs. As stated in the Holy Quran, the level of understanding a person has while alive remains the same after death without any further development. Therefore, the matter of observing the truth, knowing one's essence and recognizing oneself can only be accomplished while living. To reiterate the words of St. Niazi Misri, the guide is needed to inform you of the truth with certainty, hakel yakin. Indeed, the Prophet Muhammad said, "He who knows himself knows his Lord." Therefore, to know oneself, one undoubtedly needs a teacher who will help one understand themselves. This teacher, who shows the right path, helps a person see and understand themselves and acts as a mirror to the person, is called a murshid. As humans, we achieve and specialize in everything through practice. Thus, the most crucial matter is for a person to know themselves. This is the reason for existence and being. Since we have beautifully demonstrated our submission to various teachers from our childhood, starting from kindergarten through primary school, middle school, high school, and university, at every level of education, unconditionally and absolutely, we should likewise fully submit to our murshid, our perfect guide, in the journey of self-discovery. We should organize our actions according to their commands and shape our lives accordingly. As St. Niazi Misri said, the guide is needed to inform you of the truth with certainty, hakel yakin. In order not to deviate from this center, the seeker should continue their spiritual journey through the observation of themselves with their master and through the means of their murshid. Observation is key here. Our master, Pir Sayyid Mustafa Altun, who is a perfect human of our time, may Allah grant him a long life and keep him with us, has manifested his influence in opening his knowledge to the world and has thus honored us with this service. Praise be to Allah. Anyone who wants to know themselves, understand the reason for existence, comprehend the meaning of being human, attain their own truth, and in the truest sense, become a real human being, must undoubtedly find what they seek within themselves. The indispensable element of this search and journey is the perfect guide. The perfect human is essential. The Melamet path is the most direct route to this matter and guides a person directly to the target. We see no harm in expressing our recommendation here that anyone watching this video who is in search should definitely take advantage of this opportunity. May Allah, inshallah, make all of us among those who know and recognize themselves and who experience the pleasure of being a true human being in the truest sense. Ameen.